Hey, it's Tamara with your October energy alert. Um, we're going to call this one beginning of October because things are changing fastly and furiously. I'm actually thinking of doing energy alerts more often. So if you want me to do them more often, leave me a comment, let me know, and I'll do what I can. Uh, so this is what my peeps had to say. And I have notes because it's easier to just read their words than it is for me to just come up with it all over again. Um, but they say we're constantly changing timelines, and like with every decision we make, we wind up in a different place. Okay. So I personally sometimes use, I'll say dimensions or timelines and stuff, and I kind of use them interchangeably, but my peeps are like, they're different things. Okay. So this is what my peeps have to say about it. They say dimensions are more of where your energy is and your vibration. Okay. So higher energy vibrations. Um, and the timelines are where you go and what you attract based on your vibration and your energy. Okay. And if you're new to me, my peeps are just basically universal energy. Sometimes angels come in, and it's my guides, it's source energy, it's a little bit of everything, and I call it my peeps because that's what my late husband used to say. Because he would say, "Ask your guides," and it's like, "Oh, it's not my guides, it's angels or it's source," and so he started just saying, "Ask your peeps." So that's why I use the word peeps. All right. Um, anyway, around this eclipse energy that we've got going on right now, there's a lot of you might be feeling really anxious. Okay. What they're kind of telling me is it's changes with like Mother Earth herself. So the 3D stuff, the water, the earth, the shifts and changes there. Um, but there's also a big upheaval in the energies on the planet. So Mother Earth herself, via the Schumann resonance and the the humans on the planet raising their vibration and whatnot. So sometimes that can throw us into a bit of anxiety. And they're saying, don't try and find necessarily the cause of it, because then you start looking at all the things that might be wrong. And of course, then it stays longer because you're looking at it so much. Uh, so just allow it if you're feeling anxious. I had a really anxious day the other day, and I did take a look. I started looking, why am I anxious? What's going on? And I managed to stay there for a few hours, and then it was just like I just cleared everybody else's energy from me. I went and stood under the shower to clear some energy, and it was like told myself everything's fine, and it did alleviate. Okay. So I'm not saying it was from other people, it was from me letting it go, and it just left. It was actually quite cool. So if you're feeling anxious, just stop looking for why. Just let it go. Okay. Um, you could do gratitude lists. You can go to the water or shower if there's not water near you. Anything to just kind of bring your energy back down. Okay. They're also saying make sure you stay very, very hydrated at the moment, because um, this energy and these energy shifts require water. Okay. So if you get too dehydrated, it won't be helpful, or sometimes you find you're more dehydrated. Because I'm an energy worker, I drink about 4 times more water than most people do. Okay. Since I was in my teens, friends have made fun of me for how much water I drink, or well, teased me. But it's the energy requires water. So keep that in mind. Make sure you stay hydrated. Okay. Now, this is what my peeps tell me kind of about change is like all of 2024 has been about change, as has like the last decade and the last 5 years. Like there's different intensities of it. But what they tell me is if you're not willing to change anything, you're going to need to go into complete acceptance of that and learn to live with the way things are. Okay? So your change needs to be internal. And if you say, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and you're arguing about changing, just don't change them. Stay in acceptance of where you're at, and realize that nothing's going to change around you. Okay? So if the people around you are refusing change, okay, this is what my peeps had to say about that. They said there are many people that just are refusing to change. And it's like, let them be, okay? Some of them, you may have people around you that are complainers, or people that you feel the need to change or to help or whatever. You can't. Okay, if they want change and you can help them, that's different, of course, right? Now they also said this doesn't always mean you need to get them out of your life, although sometimes it does. Sometimes it just means you need to allow them to do what they want and keep your distance. If it's not harming you, if it's harming you, then that's a different story, right? They also said, ask yourself why these other people, need to change to make your life happier. Okay? Yeah. So why do they need to change? If they don't want to, let them stay the same, right? And that's where the distance comes in, if that's what's needed. So anyway, that's what peeps had to say about that, a little bluntly, but okay. Now, they also mentioned that a lot of you can have like this big push forward if you're acting from integrity, okay? And it's like, what do they mean by this? And it's like, if you look at self-care, so looking after yourself versus control of others or trying to change other people. They said, if you care for yourself, love yourself, you give yourself what you need. You don't do things from a space of insecurity or low self-worth. A lot of people like to try and keep themselves busy because they don't feel worthy inside when they're not doing something. So if that's you, take a look at that. Okay, you don't have to be busy or helping people in order to be worthy of love at all, ever. Okay, you're all worthy of love. And they also mention, don't keep yourself busy as a way of avoiding making necessary changes. Like, I can't do that because I'm too busy looking after everybody else. All right. So if you're in a helping role, you may need to look at that some and see where you're at. Now, the next thing that they mentioned was, a lot of you have been doing a lot of reflection, and the phrase they used was overhealing, okay? And I'll just almost read this verbatim, and if they give me more, I'll tell you more. But often when we think about making changes or moving forward, we start to think, we get in our heads and try. We're thinking, we get in our heads, we try and reflect on what went wrong in the past or what old issues or subjects need healing first, okay? And they're saying, like, it's not time to overthink things from your past, okay? And it's right now, if you're searching for the root cause of your issues in the past over much, you may find yourself going backwards into that past, okay? But they wanted to specify if there's something physical and you're trying to find a root cause with a physician or something, of course, that's something completely different. But they say some of you have been reflecting on what needs to be healed for a very long time, okay? Going to retreats or constantly, basically doing going to healing retreats and things like that. And there comes a time when you have to feel as if you are healed and act accordingly. Okay. If you've been seeking out knowledge of how to heal for the last 3 decades, you know how to heal. It's time to actually make the changes that all of these trainings have taught you. Okay. Now, they also said this doesn't mean you stop doing any of your own energy work, your clearing. Sometimes it even means you need to do more of the energy work, right? So if you've been to a healing retreat and they say you need to meditate, you need to do this energy, Reiki might help, anything like that, it's time to do it, okay? Do the energy work and the clearing and things like that. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say about that. But it's like, just do what you learned about energy and healing. Yeah, just I think this is repetitive, but they said don't use reflection and healing as a way to get away from changing. You know what to do to change and heal your life. Stop looking for other ways to do it. Stop looking for shortcuts when it comes to the hard stuff. Sometimes we get stuck in this, okay, well, I know what to do, but I don't want to do that, right? Like sometimes if it's a physical healing, you know that you've got to get more exercise, or you know there's a certain food you're not supposed to be eating, and it's like, yeah, but I'm not going to give that up. And it's time to seriously look at taking action on all of the healing things that you've learned. Okay, so anyway, I think that's it for our early October energy alert. Like I said, leave me a comment if you want me to try and do these more often. I do my energy healings weekly on YouTube, and yeah. So anyway, if this is helpful, please hit the like button, leave me a comment. Something helps with YouTube showing it to more people if it is helpful. And if you want to see more of me, just hit that subscribe button, and then you'll see the videos if you get notified. Anyway, till next time, much love.